Hello friends, welcome to Rita's Paper Motif. Today I wanted to share with you a card sketch. I might call them Saturday's card sketch, and yes, I know that this is uploading on Sunday, but it was Saturday's card sketch. So before we get started though, quickly, I wanted to introduce myself, and I'm Rita. I love to create card designs, scrapbook pages, and 3D projects. I like to share them with you in hopes they will inspire you or encourage you or even get you started in creating and sharing with those people that matter to you. So today's card sketch will be in the blog by tomorrow. I'm pretty much caught up, thank goodness. So if you want measurements, if you forget them, whatever, you can go there. And also, you'll be able to see the video on YouTube in a day or so. And I would strongly like to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me here on Facebook. And I always welcome your comments. So let's get going today. So I like to turn to card sketches for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's because I have kind of lost a little bit of what I think is my creativity, or sometimes I just need, if I've been busy, I just need to get something going so I can do my own creation. But in any case, I like to every once in a while fall back on a card sketch. And also, I've been doing card sketches on the weekend just to show you a variety of card sketches. And also, usually with card sketches, you can use up scraps, or you can use up, maybe you have designer series paper that is retired, or maybe you want to play with new one, whatever. Card sketches are wonderful. Now, I found this card sketch actually on Pinterest. It is a Stampin' Up! Card sketch. So I think in the past, I want to say two previous catalogs, we started seeing some card sketches, and it's just nice to be able to have those because you can use the measurements and stuff to create your own. And so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I've already created one card, and I'm going to show you that, but we're going to make a card together. But also today I'm not using scraps. I'm using some brand new product. Now, you know that we have a suite sale going on. So a suite is like a collection of items that all go together, that coordinate together. So right now they're on sale. If you buy one suite, you get the second one for half off. So in this particular suite, it's Impressions of Bloom. There's a stamp set, and then of course there are the dies. Now look at these dies. I fell in love with it because I could just see the possibilities of just the dies, but then there's the stamps. And I have to say, excuse me, I have to say that I really do lean toward florals, and I'm not quite sure what, because that kind of amazes myself, but I really do like the lean towards the florals. And this is a beautiful stamp set. There's so much there for you. You can build up flowers. This would be perfect to build up some flowers just with these dies, and you can give them a lot of dimension. And also you can stamp and then cut, or you can just die cut, whichever you want. I like that in this stamp set. Well, maybe I should turn it over so you can see. I like in this stamp set that it includes the middles of the flowers. And so I think that's kind of neat too. So you see that on the stamps, they have that space available. And then they have the circles for the middle. But what's really cool is there's this little tiny die right here that doesn't cut out a circle, but it kind of embosses it. So if you put this circle on some lighter color cardstock, then it would come up, you would see that come through those little tiny holes. So I think that that is cool. And I'm going to show you something with these leaf dies in just a minute. Well, let's get started. So the suite was the stamp set, the dies, the designer series paper, some bling, beautiful bling. And I didn't grab it. I'm sorry. I didn't grab it. But there's some beautiful bling that goes with it. Let's see here. I think it's these that go with it. And so you'll get 4 things. There's something I'm missing here that you also get with this. Let's just take a look at that designer series paper. So I did use this. Now I've used almost half of it, right? So this is what, this isn't 6 inches. So I've used almost 7 inches of it. I've been scrapbooking with it too. So you'll see this is the floral side. Here's what it looks like. And here's the back side. So this card sketch that we have, or that I'm sharing with you today, takes up 1 inch in width, and then it's 4.5 inches long. So what's really cool is when you go to die cut your 1 inch. Let me show you here. So if you're going to die cut 1 inch, that you can pretty much get the strip of flowers, and so like a strip of flowers. And then you can get, because it's 4.5, and so this is 12, so you can almost get 3 of those strips in just a 1 inch strip. Now, I didn't, because I was particular about what I wanted to show, where I wanted to cut it. But this is beautiful because Stampin' Up! Is known for their color coordination. So the great thing is that all these coordinate together. Now look at this, isn't this beautiful? And I didn't try it, but let's just look at it and see. I really didn't try it. I don't think, no, these don't. But you can definitely fussy cut those if you don't want to stamp them. I am always looking for a good fern die because they're great for scrapbooking, sorry. When I'm scrapbooking, I always like the fern-like things because you can use them in your clusters. But this is gorgeous. Well, it's all gorgeous. So I'm showing you the front, the floral part, and then the back part. And look at that. That is great. And then we have some strawberry slush. So the colors that coordinate with this are Old Olive, Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, Crushed Curry. I knew I was gonna forget Crushed Curry, Misty Moonlight, Strawberry Slush, Fresh Freesia, Darling Duckling, which is a new, Strawberry Flush is new too, and Pool Party, Pecan Pie, and Peach Pie. So I don't know, but that's a lot of colors that coordinate, and you can just see how beautiful they are, right? So this is great for your scrapbooking too. Now I've been really scrapbooking a lot lately. I'm trying to finish a couple of albums, so I've been really concentrating on that. But this is gorgeous paper, and it's gorgeous for your clusters, gorgeous for your cards. So we're going to feature these 2 items today in our card sketch. Now let's look at our card sketch, and then I'm going to show you a card that I already created using this card sketch. So you have 3 of the 1 by 4.5 strips. Now what I did is I like to layer mine. So I layered this on some Old Olive, and then I did stamp and die cut the flowers. And I wanted to show you, well, I'll show you when we put the card together. But this is the card that I created, and I did just use the stamp set and the designer series paper and the dies for this. And then also I had some of these, this bling that I wanted to use up. We're going to use it with the card, but I wanted to show it to you because, you know, we also have things on the last chance list. And so I happen to have a couple of these. These are called the faux glass dots, and they are on sale right now on the last chance. So I did just look yesterday and they were still available. They're like $6 right now. So this is a good way to stock up on bling, because the red ones would go great for like Christmas time, as well as the old olive. And then of course, you know, this color, well, we use it all the time, right? But I did want to share that with you because going to the last chance list would be a good way to stock up on that. All right, let's get started with our card now. All right, so I have done a lot of this ahead of time, and that's because I wanted to save some time. I tried to keep my videos not so long, just for both of our sakes. But I started out with half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. This is the basic white. And then it's scored down the middle at 4.25. And so we're just going to fold it over, and I'm going to go ahead and, I want to make sure the edges are flush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and score it so we can get that nice score mark there. And this is also going to be a portrait, and it's going to have the fold on the left side, and so it opens up like a book. All right, let's get started. So these are the 1 by 4.5, and there are 3 of them. And like I said, I did try to be very careful. So I'm using the sunflowers on this right here. So on the first card, I used these beautiful colors with the strawberry flush. And then I wanted to use the sunflowers. Sunflowers, I love sunflowers, so I wanted to use those. So I cut 3 strips, and we're going to go ahead and put them together now. We're going to put them on this early espresso. But you know, when you can use any designer series paper, you could even create your own. I just wanted to play with this. I haven't had a chance to play with it, and I am so enamored with it that I kind of needed to do this for me. It's therapeutic for me too. All right, so let's see. And this is a very cool card sketch. Some of the card sketches take, you know, sometimes I'll be very honest, I don't want a card sketch is going to take a lot of thinking, because the reason I'm going for a card sketch is to just give me a little jump start, right? Or to allow me to play with new things. So there's our strips. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now remember, I told you that I'd stamped and cut all of the little things we're going to use. So here's the little flowers. So you can see the flower. This is using crushed curry. I did go back with my Daffodil Delight alcohol marker because I wanted to just give it a little bit of depth there. So I definitely did that, and I have 3 of those. I'm not sure how many we'll use, but we'll look and see. And then I did 2 small ones as well. Now you can see those brown spots. This is actually, so this is the crushed curry, but this little one is the peach pie. And I just thought I'd do something different just to kind of, you see some like peach pie right there. So I just thought I'd just do that. And then here are the leaves. And I wanted to point out something with the leaves. Let's put it on this white paper. You can see that die that I was talking about. It imprints the veins of the leaf, and then you can kind of like do that, like kind of fold them, because it kind of cuts it in the middle, and that'll give you a little bit of definition there. All right, and then there's one that I didn't cut with that. This is just the singular leaf die, and so you can see the difference there. All right, and this is what we're going to stamp on before we get started. So this piece is 2 3/4 by 3.5, and then I just cut this. This is 2.5 by 3 1/4. All right, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Now I'm going to use the same sentiment that I used on this card, which is thanks so very much. Now, that's not one whole stamp. I put 2 stamps together. So thanks is the sentiment on this stamp set, and then so very much. So you could do all kinds of things. You could put thanks just as one stamp, and then put so very much on another, or stamp it again and maybe emboss it, or you know, you could some white on black or whatever you wanted, but I'm going to do them together. So let me go ahead and stamp these up. And I do want to practice, so I'm going to turn over my sketch. Always when it's a new, yep, see? Okay. Always when it's a new stamp, I like to do that. And also if I need to get out my piercing mat, I want to know ahead of time. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and stamp that sentiment. Now I'm going to be putting this like this, so I want my sentiment to live somewhat in the middle, but more to this side. So let's go ahead and stamp it. I'm going to bring it closer to me so I can get it as straight on here as I can. All right, so we're going to let that just kind of work its magic. And that was Old Olive. Okay, there we go. And then this I am going to layer on here. Now you see a little dark line, but I don't think that's intending for a layer, but I do like to layer mine. So that's why I'm doing that. And today I'm using the Stamp and Seal. When I was scrapbooking, the glue and I were having an issue, and so I just decided to give us both a break. It's not the glue's fault, it's mine. I just get heavy-handed, and when I'm scrapbooking, I get in a zone, and that's where I go. But I am going to need to use it. I forgot I am going to need to use it. All right, so let's go ahead and start our card now. We've got all of our stamping and die cutting done. I cut these with some thoughts in mind. So these look kind of identical, and this has the greenery. Now this middle one will be covered up a lot, so I thought that's what I think, which one do I really want? And since I might use this one, I think I'm going to have this on the outside. And it also has 2 sunflowers that are pretty much in the middle of the strip. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to get, whoops, sorry. I'm going to, I want it right about there, but I want it kind of in the middle. Let's see here. Yep, that looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the one on the outside on first, just so that it gets lined up right. And if you have a T ruler, you can use that, or you can use your other strip. Because for me, I want them to be straight at the bottom. And so, yeah, you can use a ruler. You could use, I'm going to just use that strip, but you could definitely, whatever you have. We can even use this, maybe. All right, so we're going to put that right there so it's straight. And then you can put the one in the middle right here. And that way you don't get, I might move this a little bit. Maybe I'll put that there so I can space it. I want to see a little bit of white. All right, let's see here. Okay, whoops, that's crooked, sorry. Now I'll try never to put my, push this down till I'm sure I have it where, see, it's not straight. So you try not to push down your, I try not to push it down till I like it. There we go. It's kind of hard to see if you're straight when you're, when you have a phone between you and what you're putting down. So here again, I'm just going to use this to keep it straight. All right, there we go. And then we have our sentiment block, which is going to go right there. And you can either, at this point, put this on dimensionals, or you can use your Stampin' Seal. I am going to use my Stampin' Seal because I want to be mindful of the postage. But I want to get some of this green in the card as well. So I'm going to look up so or hold it up so I can judge a little easier. And I'm sorry I had to clear my throat so much. I don't know what's, might be because I've been out in the garden. I don't know. All right. So now we can take our flowers and we can just, you know, put them around however we want. I kind of like them just like I did on this card. I like when they go all the way around. And I also like the different sizes. So, let's see here. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and start gluing down. I'm going to, let's see. I think I wanted one there, so I'm going to put that there. And I wanted one there, one here. And okay, so this I'm going to put up on dimensional. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm only putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal in the middle because I am going to want to put those leaves on there. And okay, right there. And yeah, so I just put a little bit in the middle. Okay, and then this is going to get a dimensional. I thought I had another one, didn't I? Oh my gosh, I put it up here. Oh no, I want this on dimensionals. Okay, now we'll get our dimensionals. And I'm just going to put a dimensional in the middle. So there we go with that. And another dimensional on this. And I'm going to bring it in a little bit so I have room for those leaves. And then I'm just going to take my leaves. Now with the leaves, I do feel like I want to use some glue because I want them to stick underneath the flowers. So let's go ahead and start right. I'm trying to use up some of this maybe this is one that's used up. Here we go. And so I will just stick the leaves just in here. But I love how that die cuts out these, cuts out the detail in the leaves. I just love that. And, you know, this is a good time if you're thinking about some of the suites. It's a good time to purchase them because I believe this particular suite was $88. So if you get half off, that's $40. That's a good buy because designer series paper is like $12.50 a pack, right? So for $40, and most stamps run anywhere between $20 and $25. So if you bought just the stamps and the designer series paper when it wasn't on sale, you had already spent that. So it's a good time to go ahead and make your purchase. Now, that sale will last till the end of the month. So you have a few more days to, well, I don't know what's going on here with my glue. I just have a whole bunch I'm trying to use up, and maybe that's the problem. I should just give it up. Oh, there it is. I'm liking it so far. I hope you are too. I don't know what I was talking about before I got interrupted myself, so sorry about that. So I really do, really do like these leaves. And like I said, I love sunflowers, so I couldn't go wrong. But, you know, also I wanted to tell you something too. If you purchase something and it is part of a suite, maybe you don't get the whole suite, but maybe it's part of the suite, you also get half of that off. So it's a suite or any item in the suite. So if you're getting this, and remember it's going to be half off of the least expensive. And so if you buy a couple of things that are in a suite, but you don't buy the whole suite, say you just bought the designer series paper or you bought the bling and then you went and bought another suite, you're going to get half off of the least expensive. So you want to just remember that when you're making your purchases. All right, so we're going to take out the same bling, and let's go ahead and use that. And I can use any of them. Look, they'll all go. So let's see. Do I want to play up the green or I think I will. Let's see here. Well, I hope you like this, but do, you know, when you're looking for something different or you just want to play around, do just Google card sketches and you'll just get a ton of them. So there are a lot of different card sketches, and we're seeing more and more Stampin' Up! Sketches as well as by some of our Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. So hope you like these cards, and I hope you really liked the stamp set and the designer series paper as much as I do. And we'll be seeing some more items using this designer series paper. So thanks so much for visiting me today, and definitely do give this card sketch a try and see what you can come up with. And if you when you create your card using the card sketch, I would be honored if you would just post a picture of your card here on Facebook so that I can see what you did, and we can all learn from each other, because it's what it's all about. All right, thank you so much. Have a good week, and we'll see you again soon.